actually got off in that were just gravy. So, all right. And I love it. You look. I love this screen that we have of the two battlers here because you just see the focus on the two players' faces. I mean, you've got ISS on the right, wearing his Team Seniors shirt, still repping the seniors despite graduating. I think he graduated. He might still be a senior, actually.
Yeah, I think he is.
ISS, are you a senior still? Are you still a senior? Yes.
Yes,
Wow.
he is.
Still a senior. Wow. Going up against veteran Masters competitor, the American Dream 38. Very focused. Just came off of a very, very impressive win over Shofu.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the winner of this will be guaranteed at least $45?
That's correct. The winner of this is $45, at least third place. So this is our first money match. Of course, Cybertron and Ben have already done that.
Yeah.
Already guaranteed themselves at least the 45. But we're going to see who can join them. So this is huge right here. Luke on your left, ISS on your right. Tad's team, we just saw it.
See it.
Tornadus, Parathorn, Tentacruel, Tyranitar, Cresselia, and Hydreigon.
And this might be the match we see Tentacruel
We
in.
might finally see Tentacruel because that's a great rain counter.
Is an excellent rain counter with its ability Rain Dish. When it's raining, it'll restore a little bit of HP each turn. And also its typing. Being a water type, it resists water type moves.
And ice types.
And ice types. And it has a very high special defense.
Yeah, it's a really great tech for rain.
Yep.
Which, of course, we've already seen ISS is running.
Yep.
He's led Politoed Kingdra, I think both games we saw.
I think he only led it one of the games.
Well,
he had it. He still brought it.
Yeah, he still brought it.
So it's definitely a good play bringing
That's right.
Tentacruel to this
He
battle.
led Breloom, Scizor into Gothitelle. So his team, again, is Politoed, Breloom, Thunderous Therian form, Kingdra, Rotom Washing Machine, and Scizor.
And Luke also has that Ferrothorn, which
Yeah.
is another excellent rain counter, resisting water, having high special defense.
And actually, that's going to make life so hard for ISS.
The Rotom W and the Thunderous both really cannot do much to Ferrothorn.
Well, Thunderous could be packing Focus Blast, but that's a
It could.
70% chance at best.
Yep.
And other than that, its only real answer is going to be the Breloom.
Yeah, the Breloom is going to be key for ISS this match.
I think if ISS doesn't bring Breloom, he automatically loses against that Ferrothorn.
Yeah, he's going to have to bring Breloom here.
Yeah, so protecting the Breloom going to be the story of this match for ISS. Whereas Luke, Tad's just going to try and put pressure as much as possible, using that Ferrothorn as a pivot to switch to some of his other Pokemon.
Yep, and that Breloom can't do anything to the Tentacruel, and is threatened by the Tentacruel, Cresselia, and Tornadus. So
yeah,
Luke looks like he's in a very strong position to start the battle.
Yeah.
But we'll see how ISS plays this.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because you're right. Tad has a huge team advantage going into this. So ISS already, even just from team preview playing from behind, that can be a huge dent to your motivation.
Yeah, it can, especially at this stage, where the winner of this moves on to win at least $45 and the loser goes home empty-handed.
Empty-handed with nothing except for the memories. Thanks for all the memories of all the good times.
And here we go.
All right. Tad, the American Dream 38, hoping to keep the dream alive up top. ISS is on your bottom.
And we
there it
see a
is.
communication error.
The winner is Wi-Fi. Even though we're not on Wi-Fi, we're in the Union Room. But a very common screen that we are pretty much used to by now, that communication error. All right, I'm gonna try and get that one restarted. Didn't see anything, nothing happened. Really easy fix there.
Yeah, each player did not see what the other player led with, so it's gonna be easy enough to recreate that match.
Yeah, definitely. And really quickly, I love it. It's my favorite thing. I always get the left side. I don't care. If I don't get left side, I'm not playing. It's the race to the left side. Whoever gets left side wins. All right. We should get through this very quickly. We just saw these. They just made their selections. Shouldn't take too long. I don't know. I like this team a lot. This team, Tad's team, is so good against rain.
Yeah, it is.
It's basically a rain hard counter, so if ISS can pull this out, that'll be a huge win for him.
Yep, and it should boost his his confidence going into the losers bracket losers bracket finals, I think it's called.
Yeah. All right, and there's the Politoed Kingdra lead. Just going for that early pressure up against the Hydreigon and the Cresselia lead. This is a really interesting lead matchup here, because the Kingdra immediately threatens Hydreigon, but you have to worry about Protect and Thunder Wave and Icy Wind and all sorts of things. Hydreigon, we haven't seen it. Maybe it's Scarf. I'm not sure. We probably have, and I just lost track because it is 12:30.
Well, we know it's Tyranitar is Choice Scarf,
Right,
so
Tyranitar is
the
Scarf.
Hydreigon can't be.
Yeah, but that Cresselia could be Trick Room.
It could be Trick Room, Thunder
Yeah.
Wave.
It could be a lot of things.
It could be neither.
Yeah. So Kingdra has the early pressure, but Cresselia is one of those Pokemon that even if it's pressured, it has so many ways out of pressure. And that's kind of why you see it on
And
basically
that's
every
why it's
team.
on almost every team, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, in this metagame, you have to have a really good reason not to use Cresselia for the most part.
Yep.
I think. And the American Dream, not going to let Kingdra get a free shot off at that Hydreigon. Out comes Ferrothorn.
Here comes the Ferrothorn.
Yeah, that's going to immediately just shut down this lead composition right here.
Yep. The Kingdra predicting that gets a substitute. That's a good play.
Yep, the Politoed Scald can deal a little bit of damage to that Cresselia. Maybe get a burn. That damage will add up over time.
Yep,
There's
and
the
there's the
Trick
Trick
Room.
Room.
Ferrothorn, if you can't tell based on its sprite, incredibly slow. Very slow Pokemon, slower than just about anything.
Yep.
And its stab, same type attack bonus on its grass type attacks is going to be huge. It's got a pretty decent attack stat as well.
It
so
does.
It's going to do chunks to anything.
It might even one-hit KO the Politoed depending on how bulky it is or how much attack Luke's Ferrothorn has.
Yeah, it can also use Leech Seed to just annoy ISS to no end.
Yep.
Sucking some of the HP away from its Politoed. Can't do it to the Kingdra. Kingdra's behind a substitute. But sucking away some HP and then healing Ferrothorn back up. And no matter what damage it deals, it's just not going to deal enough to Ferrothorn. Kingdra hoping to stall out the Trick Room. Going to go ahead and protect.
And a
Ferrothorn.
substitute from Ferrothorn.
Oh, so pro.
This is going to be a pain for ISS to deal with.
Yeah, you're just going to have to ignore it. Just try and get the KO on Cresselia. I don't think that's a wise decision. I think you got to do something to force that Ferrothorn out.
Yeah, although if you did bring Breloom like we are expecting, the Cresselia does threaten the Breloom, so
That's true.
it might be a good play to get rid of the Cresselia and then focus on the Ferrothorn.
Yeah, that's very true. And of course, Ferrothorn showing Leftovers, my absolute favorite item on Ferrothorn.
Mine too.
Yeah, with Leftovers, that's healing 6.25% of its HP every turn, and that Ferrothorn's not going away anytime soon if it's got Leftovers, and it's behind a sub.
And here we see the Breloom.
Breloom coming out, turn that he wanted to sub with the Psyshock, so we'll see if he gets away with the free switch to Breloom. It's pretty risky. The Power Whip going to go ahead and take out the Kingdra sub instead. And let's see what that Cresselia tries to do. And it's going to go for the Psyshock still on Kingdra. So Breloom gets in. I mean, it's in. I'm not sure.
And the
Cresselia
avoids.
avoids.
Again, Muddy
Yeah,
Water, a risky
wow.
move.
Yeah, and that substitute not going away either.
Even
Just
with
healing.
the Rain Boost and Kingdra being a water type,
Yeah,
Ferrothorn substitute is still not broken.
it's so strong. And Kingdra is now at the mercy of both Cresselia and of Ferrothorn. And so is Breloom. Breloom, not the bulkiest Pokemon.
It seems like ISS now is going to have to wait out the Trick Room, try and stall it out, and then go from there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he went for the attack with the Kingdra instead of just trying to go for another substitute and some more protect stall with that, just to try and keep things a little bit on his side. So he could draw aggro to the Breloom, draw Cresselia to try and get to the Breloom maybe, possibly, and just stall out a little bit there. But he's got no answer right now, I think.
Yeah, right now Luke is in an excellent position to win this battle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really Luke's, Tad's battle to lose at this point. I mean, Breloom could still surprise us. It could be much tankier than I expect it to be, but I'm not so sure. I'm nervous for ISS.
Yeah,
He's
me
come
too.
so far.
He has.
Just to fall just a little bit short against this team that's basically a hard counter to what he's running. And Luke taking his time, making sure he doesn't throw away his advantage.
Yeah,
Like we
Luke
mentioned that earlier.
Yep, Luke is a veteran. He knows he's good in pressure situations like this. He knows to take his time, make sure he isn't making a silly mistake by moving too quickly.
Yeah, he's got a really great advantage, but he's not going to give it up. Kingdra going to go ahead and protect, like we said. And Breloom, oh, risking it all, going to stay out, and it's going to get the Spore off onto Cresselia, while Ferrothorn blows the Power Whip into Kingdra's Protect, and that's going to buy ISS so much more time now.
It does.
There's a really great play by ISS there.
Excellent play.
Of course, that Ferrothorn's still healing up. It's almost back at full health after putting up a substitute. And Kingdra just used its Protect, so it's either going to have to switch out or go for the double Protect.
I'm expecting a switch here. With Trick Room almost being over, I think he wants to get Kingdra out of there and save it for later.
Yeah.
And Ferrothorn isn't really threatening Breloom right now.
He could switch out if he brought either Scizor or Thunderous Tea to eat the Grass-type attack. So he's got some good switch options there. And yeah, there it goes. Sending out the Aftershock. We haven't seen that yet, so I guess that's Thunderous Tea.
Yep,
yeah, there it is.
Thunderous Tea.
Look at it, so majestic. Here's the Leech Seed, though. Oh, great play by Luke.
Yep, he was definitely expecting a switch there.
Yeah, didn't go for the obvious attack. Gonna go ahead and get that Leech Seed down, which is gonna do so much for Ferrothorn's sustain. Breloom gonna break that substitute. Take a little bit of damage from the Iron Barbs. Oh, no Iron Barbs behind substitute. I did not know that.
Doesn't have Iron Barbs. Or the substitute just blocks the Iron Barbs, I guess.
I guess. I had no idea, but there's that Leech Seed. Gonna go ahead and take away some of Thunderous Tea's HP. And there it is. Healing up Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn back to full HP after 5 turns.
Yeah.
And the Twisted Dimensions have returned to
normal.
normal.
Leech Seed, leftovers. It is going to be a pain for ISS to get rid of.
But he does now have the speed advantage.
Yes, he does. And he's threatening the Breloom, or the Ferrothorn with the Breloom. And he can also take care of the Cresselia with the Thunderous.
And like I mentioned at the beginning, if that Thunderous Tea is running Focus Blast, that's a 70% chance of getting a very powerful special fighting type attack. But it's going to go for the Thunder onto the Cresselia that's snoozing away. So strong with the Electric Gem off of Thunderous Therian Form's 145 base special attack.
Yep, there's almost nothing that was going to survive that from that level of HP.
That was dead. And going for the Seed Bomb, doesn't really matter because Ferrothorn's behind his Protect, but that damage starting to add up on Aftershock to Thunderous. And he's still gonna have to play carefully. He hasn't shown if he has Focus Blast yet. Might have predicted that Protect there and not wanted to show his cards too soon, so that Ferrothorn still has to be a little bit wary.
And the Cresselia might have woken up that turn, so I think it was a good play for him to get rid of it there.
Yeah.
Because Breloom is going to be his key to winning this battle.
Yeah, I agree. And Hydreigon coming out, going to put a lot of pressure on that Breloom and on that Thunderous Tea, if it so chooses. Definitely a good switch in from Tad there to gain that offensive momentum again.
And I think Luke knows he has to kill the Breloom because Ferrothorn is his key to victory in this battle.
Yeah.
So even though the Hydreigon could easily KO the Thunderous, I wouldn't be surprised to see him target the Breloom.
Yeah, but this is one of those moments where you get to sort of the mind games of the game.
Yep. When you have 2 high-level players playing, there's a lot of mind games.
Yeah, so Breloom going to go ahead and just play it safe, go for the Protect. Not going to try and do anything fancy. Hydreigon going for the Draco Meteor onto Breloom.
Yep, and he does go for the Breloom.
Definitely trying to get that out of the way, but the Power Whip onto the Kingdra. That's going to take it out easy peasy.
Yep, a good
Kingdra
play
goes
from
down.
Luke there.
Great play, and that is a lot of offensive pressure off of Tad right now.
Yep, I'm not sure I would have switched in the Kingdra there. The Kingdra looked to be his key to getting rid of the Hydreigon.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is threatening the Breloom with the Draco Meteor.
Might have been better just to go ahead and sacrifice the Politoed to get the free switch in there.
Because Politoed doesn't look like it's doing anything against Ferrothorn or Hydreigon.
Yeah, he would need to get both of those Pokemon off the field, and the only Pokemon that could get even one of them off the field was Kingdra.
Yep.
And the Kingdra Breloom would have been really strong against this matchup, but unfortunately, too hasty of a switch. Kingdra goes down on the Power Whip. So Thunderous Tea comes back out. Let's see what it can do, if it can take this back for ISS.
Let's see if it has that Focus Blast.
Yeah, and if it has it. It's only 70% accurate, even if he has it. So I would not be surprised to see another whiff Focus Blast here.
It's not too common of a move, but
no.
You never know.
If you're running Rain, you kind of have to be thinking about Ferrothorn. I would not be too surprised to see it on this. And again, Luke taking stock of all of his options here. Breloom going to go ahead and flee, not going to take any extra damage, any free damage there. Leech Seed has been reset, which is good news. Ferrothorn also going out, not going to risk anything hurting that that Ferrothorn. Going to get that Sandstorm back up. It's going to be really nice to add on to that residual damage. Kicks up a Sandstorm with its massive girth. And Hidden Power. That's interesting. There's probably Hidden Power Ice. Yeah. Hidden Power Ice on that Hydreigon. Not quite enough. Just not even half HP
and
there.
Draco Meteor hits.
Oh, and that's
Thunderous.
going to take out so much offense. And down goes Thunderous T. At the expense of two stages of Hydreigon special attack, though, which Breloom could probably easily shrug off an attack
Yeah,
now.
we see the Poison Heal on Breloom. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a really bulky Breloom capable of living a Draco Meteor after Hydreigon switches out and then back in.
And every Pokemon that Luke has left is weak to fighting.
That's true.
Breloom's going to be able to recover so much health with Drain Punch if it ever gets a chance to get it off. And if Hydreigon has to switch out for Ferrothorn, you go ahead and get a Spore out for free, put that Ferrothorn to sleep, or the Tyranitar if the Tyranitar doesn't protect here. Although I really think it has to protect.
Well, it's a Choice Scarf Tyranitar.
Oh, that's
so
right. You're right.
It can't protect.
Ugh, these battles. Yeah, so they might have Fire Punch. Which would be
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
true. It might.
Hydreigon switching out.
Or
to
at
bring
least
up the
Ice
Pharaoh.
Punch.
Yeah, Ice Punch
Both
probably,
would- both
definitely. Breloom gonna scout.
Protecting.
Gonna scout out the move. Go for the protect. Just going for Rock Slide, getting the damage out. Gonna hit on Politoed. That Politoed's so bulky. That's really, really defensive Politoed there. Nice support. Gonna lower the speed of both Tyranitar and Ferrothorn. I don't know. That's a kind of a risky play by Luke there, because now that Tyranitar is locked into Rock Slide against Breloom, and he can't really hurt it.
He might have just been going for a flinch there, but even still, flinch is only 30% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the other moves he's using are, but maybe he didn't have any better moves to hit Breloom with.
I would be really surprised if we didn't have like Ice Punch though. Maybe he just didn't want to get locked in against locked in on it. Ugh. Against Politoed, but I mean I really think that was probably would have been a better choice there. Politoed gonna go ahead and protect, and all of a sudden the momentum is on ISS's side.
Yep.
Politoed protects that Rock Slide. The Rock Slide's gonna hit Breloom this time. Deal a very little bit amount of damage because Breloom resists, and then Drain Punch. No flinch, the Drain Punch is going to make that all up. KO the Tyranitar, but this does give Hydreigon a free switch up.
That's true, it does.
So, looks like not the greatest for Tad there, but Hydreigon's going to get in for free, and Ferrothorn's going to get up and substitute.
And that's important because it blocks Spore.
Yeah, it'll block Spore, and it'll block the Drain Punch if it needs to, and probably be able to get off a Draco Meteor plus Power Whip will KO the Breloom.
And this is where we might see Mind Games. And threatening the Breloom with the Draco Meteor. We'll see. This is where the Mind Games come in.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really tense because, you know, each move now is game changing. You know, whatever happens on these moves is going to shift the momentum, possibly in a way that the other player can't come back from. And Hydreigon just going to be real safe about it.
You have to imagine he's expecting Breloom to protect.
Oh, Breloom doesn't
but the
protect.
Politoed protects.
Politoed protects, though, and Luke throws up his hands in frustration. Breloom, Drain Punches the Hydreigon, whiffs the Drain Punch. The Power Whip's going to whiff on Politoed as well. So, okay, so I just said all that about game-changing turns.
Yep.
And we're right back where we started, except that Hydreigon can't really protect.
Yep, it will only have a 50% chance to get off a protect again.
Yeah. But I don't think Hydreigon's damage is that, his health is that high, so Breloom could conceivably Drain Punch for the KO and not recover enough to survive the Power Whip from Ferrothorn. So I still think that Tad is in a pretty good position here. That Politoed's kind of threatening, though. Hydreigon going for the double protect, but it fails. But Breloom protects. So Breloom going to go ahead and avoid that. Politoed, Icy Winding, going to make sure that Hydreigon gets underneath Politoed. Things clearly not going very well for Tad right here. Hydreigon's going to lower its speed, probably below Breloom now, I would expect.
We have seen a very slow Breloom from ISS.
It's true. Oh, and the void on
Void.
Politoed. That's huge. So Politoed would have died.
Yes,
Easy.
it definitely would have.
And now ISS, by the grace of God, still in this one. And that Breloom looking so terrifying right now.
Yeah, we'll see if the Hydreigon is faster and if it can KO with the Draco Meteor.
Yeah, that'll be...
It
is faster, and the Draco Meteor is going down.
Let's see.
This is going to be it. It's good. Look at that health bar going all the way down. So down. Yes! In classic The American Dream 38 fashion.
Luke is known to
Got the KO on Draco Meteor. Draco
Luke
Meteor.
is known to be a very eccentric player.
Gonna go ahead and get the KO on the Breloom, and the Power Whip KOs the Politoed. And what a close match there.
That
the relief.
That was a great match.
A great match.
Two
Such
excellent players going head to head.
Two very strong players.
Both players playing almost flawlessly the entire match.
Yeah, there wasn't really a bad move made that entire game. It
Yep.
was really incredible. And of course, the American Dream 38 going to go ahead and move on to the losers finals.
Yep.
Congratulations, you are a losers finalist now. The American Dream, earning himself $45.
At least $45. He has a
at the
chance
very
now
least.
at $270.
The whole pot, which is huge. And of course, ISS going away empty-handed, but such a great tournament performance from him.
Yep.
He was so good. That last game, we thought at Team Preview, no way he comes anywhere close.
Yep. He did an excellent job at protecting his Breloom and giving him a chance to win. And he is still only a senior.
Yeah,
so
only a senior.
He still has a lot of years left and a lot of potential to get better.
Yeah.
And I imagine he will.
Yeah, I'm probably going to